Welcome to another English listening practice. In today's lesson, you will learn about a simple and delicious recipe for homemade pizza. Cooking at home can be fun and rewarding, and making pizza is a great way to get started. You can choose your favorite toppings and share the pizza with friends or family. So, let's dive into the world of cooking. Maria was excited. It was Saturday morning, and she had decided to make homemade pizza. She loved cooking, especially when she could share the meal with her friends. As she looked through her kitchen, she thought about all the different toppings she could use. "I want this pizza to be special," she said to herself. "I need fresh ingredients and a good recipe." Maria opened her laptop and found a recipe for pizza dough. "Okay, the first step is making the dough," she said. As she read the ingredients, she started to gather everything she needed from her kitchen. "I need flour, water, yeast, sugar, salt, and olive oil. That should be enough," she thought. She placed a large bowl on the table and added 5 cups of flour. "This is going to be a good base," she said with a smile. Next, she warmed some water in the microwave until it was nice and warm, but not too hot. "I don't want to kill the yeast," she said, remembering what her mother taught her. Then she poured the warm water into the bowl, followed by the yeast and sugar. "Now, let it sit for about 5 minutes," she instructed herself. While she waited, Maria began to clean up a little. A clean kitchen is important, she thought. She wiped the counter and put away the extra ingredients. After 5 minutes, she saw bubbles forming in the mixture. "Perfect! The yeast is ready," she exclaimed. She then added the salt and olive oil to the mixture. "Now it's time to mix." Using a wooden spoon, she stirred the mixture until it became thick. "This is the fun part," she said as she began to knead the dough. The texture was sticky at first, but it soon became smooth. "I need to knead it for about 10 minutes, she reminded herself. She pushed the dough and folded it repeatedly. "This is a good workout too," she laughed. Once the dough was ready, she placed it in a bowl and covered it with a clean kitchen towel. "Now, I need to let it rise, for at least an hour," she added. While waiting, Maria planned the toppings. She thought about mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, bell peppers, and mushrooms. "What else should I add?" she wondered. She decided to text her friend, Sophie. "Hey, what do you want on our pizza?" she typed. A few minutes later, her phone beeped. "Hi, I love peppers and olives. Can we also have some fresh basil?" Sophie replied. "Sounds great," Maria responded. After 1 hour, Maria checked the dough. "Wow, it has doubled in size," she exclaimed. Carefully, she punched the dough down to remove the air. "Next, I'll roll it out," she said. She sprinkled some flour on the counter and used a rolling pin to flatten the dough into a circle. "This is going to look amazing," she thought as she shaped it. Once the dough was ready, she transferred it onto a baking sheet, lined with parchment paper. "Now for the sauce," she said. Maria opened a can of crushed tomatoes and poured them into a smaller bowl. "I will add some salt, pepper, and Italian herbs," she decided. She mixed everything together with a spoon. "Perfect. The sauce is ready," she said, smiling proudly. Next, she spread the sauce over the dough with a ladle, making sure to leave a little space around the edges for the crust. "Time for cheese," she cheered as she sprinkled a generous amount of mozzarella on top. Then she added the pepperoni, bell peppers, and olives. To finish, she tore some basil leaves and scattered them over the pizza. "It looks so colorful," she admired. Maria preheated the oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit. "Time for the pizza to bake," she said, placing the pizza in the oven carefully. "I can't wait. It should take about 15 minutes. The delicious smell of baking pizza soon filled the kitchen. She set a timer and cleaned up her work area while waiting. After 15 minutes, the timer rang. "It's done!" she shouted excitedly. With oven mitts on, she carefully pulled the pizza out of the oven. The crust was golden brown and the cheese was bubbling. Wow, this looks amazing, she said, beaming with pride. She let it cool for a few minutes before cutting it into slices. Just then, Sophie arrived. Wow, that smells incredible, her friend said, eyes wide with excitement. Did you make this all by yourself? Yes, come and try it, Maria invited. They both took a piece and bit into it. This is delicious, Sophie exclaimed. You are a great cook, Maria. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it, Maria replied, feeling happy. They laughed and chatted as they enjoyed their pizza together. Making pizza at home is so much fun. We should do this more often, Sophie suggested. Definitely. Next time, let's try a different recipe, Maria agreed. They spent the rest of the afternoon discussing different flavors and toppings. Maria felt proud of what she had created. Cooking was not just about food, it was about creating memories with friends. Great job listening. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it becomes to understand English in real situations. Try listening again, retelling the story in your own words, or even answering some questions about it. Thanks for practicing today, and see you in the next lesson.